What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I'm your host, JD. So this edition of Pop, Lock, and Drop It, I'm going to go over 2 Lucy's and 2 Pops that are in the box. So I've acquired a lot of Pops from my boy Anthony Surley that were out of the box. And also, I'm going to go over some that are in the box that I've had for quite a little bit. But just for whatever reason, I haven't been able to go over it with you folks, fine people, because the Pop obsession is just growing. And I don't know why. Sometimes I buy Pops, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it for another video, and then forget about it. So, let's get to it, folks.
Dirty Pop.
Yo. BT.
Alright, the very first Pop that I'm going to be going over with you today comes from the world of Marvel, specifically the Spider-Verse. Now, for those of you who know that the Spider-Verse has still been kind of like a big thing in the movie world because of the issue with Sony and Marvel, but they have agreed that they are going to be doing one more, 2 more Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man 3, and also he's going to be part of another Avengers movie, and then Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. And then they're going to go back to doing their own Spider-Man films like Venom and Venom Part 2. And this guy that I'm going to be talking to you about, Michael Morbius.
I feel so weak. I need more plasma. I'll feed on you. Want to feed on me? You don't know where I've been.
Alright, so this is not the one that's actually going to be part of the movie of the Spider-Verse, but this is actually more of the comic book Michael Morbius. He was a vampire, not transformed into like you normally would when you get bit by a vampire, but just a real big backstory is that he had a very rare blood disease that was killing him. He was dying from it, and found a way to be able to cure himself of this disease. But it came with that cost because it happened to be from the DNA from a vampire bat, and therefore his genetics got all screwed up and became an actual vampire. But this vampire, in the comics, they didn't want to have him suck blood, so to speak, because of the comic book code. So it basically had these things where on his hands where he would suck plasma, not blood, but plasma. But it was pretty much the same thing. All of the Marvel Pops that I did verify with you earlier in an earlier video, they are bobbleheads, as well as the Disney and I believe, or no, the Star Wars and the Marvel are all bobbleheads. I don't know why they just had it in their contract, I guess, with Funko that they must have them all bobbleheads, but, you know, we don't care. This one actually does not require a stand. There we go. But it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Morbius was actually one of my favorite comic books when I was really into comic books when I was a kid, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I like him a lot. Let's go to the next one. Alright, the next one is going to be coming from the MCU, but also part of the comic books Marvel. I'm talking about Crossbones. Now, if you remember, this version of Crossbones was brought to you from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, but specifically more so in, I believe, Civil War, because this is what he looked like in the movies when he was all, you know, in his crossbone outfit. His name is Rumlow. For real name is Rumlow, and he's an enemy of Captain America. But yeah, I mean, I really didn't know about him a lot because I wasn't a big Captain America comic book reader back in the day, but I knew of him. I mean, I did, you know, read the Avengers, but I didn't know his solo comic books. Very rarely did I read any of them, but he was a villain of Captain America, so that's pretty cool. Awesome. And again, a bobblehead. It's a pretty good likeness. Not really much bad you can say about this, so let's check the next one. Alright, so the next Pop I'm going to be going over with you today is Agent H from Men in Black International. Now, this one actually is the most recent Men in Black movie that came out with Chris Hemsworth, and I forget her name. She was in Creed and she played Valkyrie along with Chris Hemsworth in Thor, but her name escapes me for the moment. But so this is Agent H, so it's pretty cool. It's not the Tommy Lee Jones character, but this is, you can see that you can get Agent H, Agent M, and Alien Twins. Because I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know who these characters are. But Pawnee, which is another character in the movie. I've never seen the movie, but I love Chris Hemsworth, and this was pretty cool. Plus, I got it at a really good price, so I was like, okay. So I love this. But had it, like I said, I had it for a while, just haven't been able to just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for a for a video. I have to keep a really good close tab of my purchases, so that way I make sure that they're just not, you know, hanging around. But it's cool on, like, you know, days like this where we're being, you know, kept in our homes because of the coronavirus. So it's like, hey, I have some more stuff I can do videos with, right? So yeah, I like this pop, Agent H from Men in Black International. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I saved the best for last for y'all because I love ya. J&J Toy Giants appreciate your support, and be sure to like and subscribe our videos, share the channel, comment on any of our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook submissions. But my boy from the Fast and the Furious franchise, and as well as Hobbs and Shaw, none other than Luke Hobbs.
Listen up, the men we're after are professional runners. They like speed and guaranteed to go down the hardest possible way. So make sure you got your underwear on. We find them, we take them as a team, and we bring them back. And above all else, we don't ever let them get in the cars. Crime scene 10 hours old and counting, men. Let's go hunt.
Yes, this guy played by my boy The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Luke Hobbs, it was actually introduced in Fast 5, and then was also in Fast and the Furious 6, Furious 7, The Fate and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, but will not be in Fast and the Furious 9. Maybe he'll just make an appearance on the final one, because they're only going to do 10. They're only going to do 10 Fast and the Furious, so they got 2 more that they got to do. But I really like it. On the back, you can see Vin Diesel as Dom, and Agent Brian O'Connor are the only ones you can get other than Luke Hobbs. It's pretty cool. I love this movie. I watch Fast 5 more than I do any of the other ones. But this is a pretty cool pop. I love it. Again, I got this at a really good price, and just put it to the side and said, well, I'll do a video, you know, eventually of this guy. But it's not really much you can say. I love The Rock. I actually have The Rock up there somewhere. But yeah, I love this pop, and I hate to be redundant, but this, you know, it's pretty much, there's not a lot you can say about Luke Hobbs other than he's an ass kicker. Love the movies, and I'm really glad that I have this pop. Such a great one, because he is the great one. Wink, wink. But that does it for this edition of Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I'm your host, JD. Keep on cruising, brother. See you later.